Madness, where every car has a story. If you love rat rods, street rods, American classic muscle, even the unusual, including those ground-pounding, tire-smoking street machines, we got them. Fire them up, Hot Rod Madness style, with your host, Tim the Milkman, along with the Hot Rod Madness crew. Welcome to Hot Rod Madness. Located in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, in the small town of Dawsonville, Georgia, they celebrate a rich history of racing and moonshine. It's the 51st annual Care for Kids Mountain Moonshine Festival. Catch the madness.
Hey, welcome back to Hot Rod Madness. It's the Moonshine Festival here in Dawsonville, Georgia. Man, the 40 Fords are everywhere down here. The Moonshine Cars. Let's go check them out. We'll talk to some of the owners, too. Ken, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, too, man. I'm out here checking out some of the Moonshine Cars here in downtown Dawsonville. Is this your first time to this show?
No, sir. Been coming about 20 years.
20 years, really?
Yeah.
Yeah? How long have you owned the car?
I've had this car about 20 years itself.
20 years. How old are you? You ain't 20, are you?
Nope, I'm
okay.
58.
All right. Hey, man, that thing looks all original. I mean,
It is.
Wow.
221 cubic inch flathead,
Yeah.
just like it come from Ford.
Yeah. Okay.
got
Usually people hop them up and change stuff and build the motor and polish it all up. You did not.
Nope. I like it like it is. It's got
Yeah.
a 2-speed rear axle, Columbia overdrive,
Yeah. Okay.
still 6-volt battery.
Yep.
It's got the accessory hot air heater.
Oh, how about that? Your heater works?
It works.
Oh, man, you drive this thing around, don't you?
I drive it. Yes, sir.
Where are you from?
Prattville, Alabama.
Oh, boy. Now, did you drive it or haul it?
Drove it.
Drove it all the way from
I don't own
Alabama.
a trailer.
Okay. Nice. So I'm guessing you turn a lot of heads on the highway.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
get thumbs up coming down the
Yeah,
road.
you see this thing coming at you, man. Patina all over it. It's the real deal, man.
Yep.
You got a moonshine tank in the trunk?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I'd imagine there's a lot of them around here that do, though.
This car actually was a liquor hauler
Was it?
way back when, yes. Had the bracing cut out of the trunk, and
Yeah.
it actually was a liquor car.
Yep. Okay. I guess you could probably, I'm guessing 25 to 30 jugs in the back of this thing if you cut that out.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I could imagine this thing busting down a dirt road back in the day, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
it'd run faster than you can hold it in a dirt road.
Yeah. Yeah, them little flathead V8s, man, them things get it.
They will. They're good.
Yeah. Gary, how are you, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Hey, I'm fantastic, buddy. Man, I was out here looking at some killer cars, man. I'm come up on this thing, and the slick black paint job, man. Big fan of the straight bodies. You got one, man. What year is that?
That's a 55 Ford.
55 rag topper.
Yes, sir.
Got to be one of your favorites, right? To be doing one up to that level.
It is. This car was built by Bobby Alloway out of Tennessee. Was a very good car to start with, and he built it. It actually ended up in the hands of a friend of mine in Florida, and I bought it a few years ago. I was been after the car for a long time and finally got my hands on it.
Yeah, one of those cars you've been eyeballing for years, man.
That's it.
Yeah. So you already knew where the perfect body was.
I knew the car when they built it, and they actually decided to get rid of it a few years after it was built, and I jumped on it. So
cool. Man, that's slick looking body on it. I love how the trim kind of twists down the fender and goes down the side of it, man. The styling back then was so phenomenal, you know?
The 50s and the 60s had the best styling of anything.
Totally agree, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what you got for a suspension under this thing?
It's riding on an Art Morrison chassis.
Okay.
It's got a 427 Cammer Ford engine in it, which is really rare. It's got a Trimic 5-speed, of course, a 9-inch Ford rear end.
Okay.
It's a pretty neat piece.
So looking at the top side of the car, can you imagine what the engine looks like? Let's check it out. Oh man, check that out. It takes up the entire engine bay, and that's a big old engine bay. Is that what you call a wide block? Man, that thing's super wide. Look at that.
That's actually a 427 Cammer engine, which Ford guys freak out over these engines here. They only built a few of them. They produced them back in the 60s to compete against Chrysler Corporation and Richard Petty on the NASCAR scene.
Okay.
They evidently didn't read the rule book. They made the engine an overhead cam, and NASCAR says, nope, can't use that.
Wow.
So a few of them ended up in the hands of drag racers, and the rest of them got put to the side, and if you were fortunate enough to find one, you're a lucky man.
Where did you find this one, man?
I think they found this engine, got it from Holman Moody, which was the old Ford NASCAR team back in the days, and they rounded it up and stuck it in this car and thought it'd make a unique combination. You know, that's a true hot rod right there.
Man. Yeah, see, it's probably who you know. You got to find a jewel like that. Wow, that thing is fantastic, man. Highly polished. Everything looks great, man. Thing's beautiful. It's like a crown jewel under the hood there, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Your engine bay is completely blanked out, slick black mirror with that sitting in there. Man, yeah, that's cool.
Thank you.
Very nice, man. I'm honored to show it off, man.
Thank you.
Sweet build. Where are you from?
I'm from Beaufort, Georgia.
Okay, Beaufort. So is this just one in your collection?
Yeah, I've got about 20.
Yeah, I knew it. This guy's got more than this. Is that your wagon sitting next to it?
Sure is.
Sure is. What you got on the wagon?
The wagon is the same car as this, except a wagon.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Same engine, same everything.
Yep. You can't have just one. You know, the wagon is phenomenal. Look at that, slick black down the side of that thing too. The interior. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Hey, man, thanks for showing your ride here on Hot Rod Madness.
Thank you.
Larry, how are you, man?
Hey, man, how's it going, buddy? How you doing?
Ah, look at this thing. Wow, a lot of action going on here, buddy.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of action right here.
I'd say.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you came up with this on your own.
Yes, I did. I was actually doing a grading job in Woodstock.
Yeah.
And anyway, I was doing some clearing, and I started getting more into the woods. And I seen the car, and I didn't know what it was. I wanted to build a rat rod.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then when I got close to it, I seen it says 52 Morris Minor. So anyway, so I've been wanting to do something that nobody's never done before.
There you go.
Anyway, so it had a little 4-cylinder motor in it, so I done a little upgrade on the motor.
I see.
And anyway, then when it did, I brought it to my dad's shop. My dad asked me about what I was going to do with it.
Yeah.
I told him I was going to put a motor in it and drive it, and he said he'll never see it in his lifetime. And anyway, so then when I did, and so anyway, he started getting sick, and after so anyway, then I proved him wrong. And after then when I did, and I went ahead and I got it fixed, and then so anyway, I drove it in front of his house, and he says, I told him, I said, Dad, I proved you wrong. And he says, well, you sort of proved me wrong. He said, now I want to drive in it, or ride in it. And I said, okay.
He wants to ride.
Right, so anyway, so then I got it going, and then after that, so then I had to go out of town, and I went to California, and then a week later and stuff, my dad, he got sick, and he passed away. And then when he passed away, because anyway, I came back and my dad was cremated, and after so anyway, I told my brother, I said, look, and I said, you need to ride with me. And after so we went to the funeral home and went on the viewing and stuff. I told my dad, I said, look, you said that you'll never get to see it run. I proved you wrong. You said you want to ride in it, so I said, I may go to jail when I get done. But I said, I'm getting your ashes. I'm taking you to the grave.
Yeah.
And after so anyway, so my brother, Lanier White, he was in the passenger seat, and we went up there. My buddies and them, they blocked the roads and stuff, and we drove the car up there, picked my dad up, and took him to the grave in this car. So he did get to ride in it.
He rode in it finally.
Yes. And after so anyway, then my brother, he says, don't you sling us out of it. I said, you better hang on, because we were sideways. And right here, I designed this shirt right here.
52 Morris. It's a Morris Minor. And he did all kind of stuff to it, man. Check that out. All right, White's Garage. Cool. Hey, man, what did you use for the front end? What kind of suspension is that?
This is a 86 S10 short wheelbase, manual steering, and little 4-cylinder. And then after that, so anyway, I had to take the steering gear box out of it.
I see that.
I use a Mustang 2 front end or steering.
No, you had to cut the thing out and notch it for your steering linkage there, and
yeah, I've done 5 Heim joints. I went from here to here to there.
Yeah,
and stuff,
and then
wrapped
it
around.
goes off that way and that way.
Yeah, then after I used the original banjo steering wheel.
Yeah, okay.
And stuff, but on the S10, I cut 33 inches out of the frame on the short wheelbase.
Yeah, you had to narrow the thing in too. No, you didn't. That's full length.
But from right here to the back is 7 foot and 1 inches.
Wow. Okay.
Because when I bled the brakes, I sit right there and I could reach every 4 corner and bleed the brakes on it.
Well, tunnel around 2.4s. You got you got the bug catcher going on. All righty. Headers right up in the straight up in the air. What do those headers usually go for? What is that? Boat headers? What is that?
Mud trucks and mud trucks and tractor pull trucks.
Yep. Okay, man. Morris Minor.
Yep.
No windshield.
Well, I hadn't got I got the windshield for it, but once I get more done with it, and stuff, I'll put the windshield and stuff in it.
Oh yeah.
But right now, it's summertime.
It's fun, man. That's what it
is.
Oh
yeah.
Larry White and his Morris Minor.
Summertime, and that's my AC.
He's having fun. He's got AC.
Yeah.
Cool, Larry.
All right, buddy.
Stanley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm just fine, man. Up here checking out some fantastic hot rods in the parking lot, and then we hear this thing, this monster on the hill, blowing the horn. You got a big steam engine here. Man, that thing is
pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. When you're standing next to it, that thing is awesome. And there's no way we're going to keep the crowd off of it.
Oh no.
I mean, you know.
Nope. They want to look and they want to get warmed up too.
Yes, you can stand next to this thing on a cold day and get warm.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the heat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a big old burner in there somewhere.
Yeah, got a big firebox where you put the wood at. All this up through here is the boiler that holds the water. Holds about 150 gallons of water, and keep it hot and get her fired up and boil that water and make some steam.
Wow, you reckon this is how people plowed their fields back in the day?
Oh yeah, they plowed the fields, run cotton gin, sawmill, stuff like that. Yeah.
Very powerful engine, I bet.
Oh yeah, this one's a 50 horsepower and it weighs 20,000 pounds.
Wow.
But they're fun to tinker with, but I'd hate to have to do it. Worked it in the way back in the day.
Yeah, if you actually had to use it, man, that's a job.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
My great uncle talked about getting up every morning before daybreak and build a fire and be ready to start sawing wood and saw all day long.
All day long, man. Yeah, you got to keep feeding that thing, just like a big old train or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a train on wheels.
Yeah, you don't want to get your hat caught in that gear up there either.
You don't want to do that at all.
No, wouldn't want to do that. Oh, wow, you got a big top over this thing. What year is this?
It's a 1915.
1915. This is how they operated back in 1915, man. You barely got rubber on your tires. You got these big metal spokes in the wheels. Look at that gear, would you?
Yeah, we got gears all over the place.
Yeah.
We break a gear, then we're up.
Sure. And there's a young lady here. Between you and her, y'all have a collection of these, right?
There's about 32 or 33 of us.
33 of you guys. And look at this. This young lady here says that she's into the steam tractors as well. What year is yours?
Mine's a 1923 Baker.
23.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What got you, a young lady, into this?
My great-grandfather, his daddy and also another family incoming, the Mashburns, got together and they both owned one, and they took them out around town on the 4th of July, started throwing candy, and it became a family tradition. I had several of my uncles, and then my parents got into it, and my aunt and uncles and great-grandparents, and it
something you can't let go.
No, it's not. It's a family.
Now, do you get up there and really turn wrenches and work on your own tractor?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
All right, then. Hey, whatever you love to do, go do it, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's good with it.
Yeah, he is. He's my adopted uncle.
That's cool. That is cool. It's such a cool hobby to get into, man. Hey, I honor you guys for keeping them alive like that, and thanks for showing them here on Hot Rod Madness.
Oh, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, check it out, Dollar Bill. Here we go. You can't go to a car show nowadays without finding Eckler's brands. Look at this, Max Ford products. You got everything from 1929 to present. You have Eckler's, Chevelle books, Camino books, Rick's Camaros, Eckler's. They got you covered, man. How you doing, lady?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Good to see you again.
See you too.
All right. Hey, you keeping her busy?
I always keep her busy.
Always keep her busy. Yeah, y'all are on the run, right? You guys get around pretty good. Y'all are like us. Y'all go everywhere. Ian, how are you, man?
Doing good, buddy. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. It's the Moonshine Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, I get kind of excited over this stuff, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I was digging your neon sign, man. What's up with that? You build these?
We actually get these built by a guy up in Detroit. He ships them down to us, and then we sell them off. He builds custom to order. This is just one that we had gotten in shop, and we've got it up for about $29.95 right now.
So if I wanted one, I'd just go to your website and say, hey, I want one of those.
You can hit us up on our website. We've got our Facebook page, Carcraft Classics, or carcraftclassics@gmail.com for an email quote.
All right. You guys build these trucks too, man?
We don't build them. This one we actually picked up off of a builder out in Thomasville, North Carolina, the Curry Brothers.
Yeah.
But we'll buy them, trade them, sell them off, do upgrades to them.
All right. This one's got an LS plan in it, doesn't it?
It's got the LS53 with a Holly, 4-barrel carb. It's got new exhaust. The gas tank's been moved into the back. Custom pinstriping, a set of Riddler 695s, and 4-corner airbag.
Cool. Makes for a really cool cruiser, man.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, man. I'm digging the whole body style of this thing. That's a shame you got to cut the bed out, to drop it that low and put the wood right up to the top.
At first I kind of thought the same thing, but the more and more I look at it with this natural wood kind of look on the back end, it gives it that really mean, classic look to it.
Either way you go, it's going to look cool, man.
Oh, yeah.
Let's check out the motor in this thing. Oh, boy, look at this intake on this LS motor. That's kind of different for me to look at. I mean, I haven't seen this type of application lately. What is that? Some kind of air gap intake on that?
Yep. We've got the air gap intake right on top of the Holly 4-barrel with the LS53 plant. It came along with the S10 frame.
S10 stuff under there.
Yep. It's the S10 long bed standard cab frame. The motor came along with it. And the guy just dropped the body right on top of it and redid the interior and left the body as is with a little bit of pinstriping work there on the hood, inside the hood, on the quarter panels, and on the interior.
Very usable truck.
Oh, yeah.
Really? You can probably get in that thing and go anywhere.
It's got the 700R with overdrive, so this can do highway mileage, cross country, absolutely no problem.
Yeah. Nice. Ian, thanks for showing your ride here on Hot Rod Madness.
Appreciate y'all having us. All right.
Hey, Luke, how are you, man?
Good. How are you, Tim?
I'm great, dude.
The Milkman.
That's me. Yes, sir. Man, what year is this thing?
1956 Dodge Royal Lancer.
Yeah, the Lancer. Okay. What color you call that, man?
That's violet, white with gold dust pearl in it.
Violet color. Wow.
PG paints.
Kind of stands out in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It's a total Richard Zacci custom built in 2000.
Okay. Man, cool.
He passed away 3 years ago, October 16th. He would build one car a year, Northern California car. Compete against Tony DiAgostino, George Barris, Gene Winfield. Gene Winfield actually hand-formed the taillights on the back of this car.
Man, really? Nice. Okay, love the history on this stuff.
Has an original 315 Poly Hemi Red Ram with a mile cam.
Okay. Been, I'd imagine that power plant's been in there for quite some time, man.
56.
Yeah. So how far did you drive to get to the Moonshine Festival today?
From Gainesville.
Okay.
Is that about 20 miles?
Yeah. Something like that, yeah. Where are you from?
West Palm Beach, Florida.
Florida. What are you doing way up here, man?
I left June 15th from West Palm Beach to do car shows, sightsee, and go fishing all over the Southeast.
Really?
And I've been back and forth throughout the Carolinas, Virginia, Georgia, Tennessee. Hung out a month and a half in Cherokee before coming over to here for the Moonshine Festival.
That's a diehard car guy there. I'm telling you, the guy's on tour doing car shows from Florida all the way up here. What a life, huh?
Yeah, just over 6,000 miles so far.
Okay.
Not done yet.
How far are you going?
Back down to West Palm Beach. I'll be back home on the 12th after the Mopars with Big Daddy car show in Ocala.
So what, are you retired? Is that your vacation with you? Yeah.
Yes.
He said yes. How you doing, Tom?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I was walking by this earlier, man. I'm going, man, that thing is spotless. It's brand new, Tom.
It basically is brand new.
Yeah. Did you do that?
Yeah.
From the ground up?
Yep. This thing was kind of a rusty Hulk. Came out of Kansas when I got it.
Okay. What year is that?
68.
Man, you don't see the Opals around.
No,
I mean,
you don't. I searched for years trying to find a car like this.
Wow. I remember them as a kid, and they were cool little rides, man. But you know, most people cut them up and hot rod them. You know, nowadays if you find one, this one's like brand new, man. So did you have to replace the floors and stuff like that?
The floors did a little bit of patching, not much. The biggest problem with these cars is there's no parts for them. They don't reproduce stuff.
Right.
I did a lot of searching on the German eBay and started trying to learn German to find parts.
Oh man, I'll bet, because that stuff is just brand new.
Yes, it is. Yep, there's a lot of NOS parts on here that when you can find them, that's what's on the car.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, you got to get on the internet and learn German to figure it out.
That Google Chrome translates nice and easy, too.
You've been judged, man.
Yes, I have.
I wouldn't be surprised if you got to take home a trophy or something with this.
I think this, actually, in this part, the pro class, I think it's all or nothing. I think this first place or no place.
Gotcha. Okay. Even if you don't. Wow. What a ride, Tom.
Thank you very much.
That thing is... I like it. I just like the overall car, you know.
Well, I love them too. The real reason I have this thing is my very first car was a 1967 Opel Rally Cadet.
Oh.
Same color.
Yeah. You got all the original interior as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Look at them low back bucket seats, would you? Low back, man.
This material is for rallies only. This is not a Cadet interior. Rallies only had this interior.
All the special stuff.
The wood steering wheel. It's got a tachometer and a 110-mile-an-hour speedometer.
Wow. Think it'll do 110?
It might. I'm not sure I want to be in it when it does.
Right. Well, it probably rides and runs pretty good.
Oh, it does. It runs like a new car. It's just, it's only a 1.9 liter, so it's not a powerhouse.
Yeah. And looking at all the trim, the chrome around the windows and all, it's perfect, man.
Well, and that's all the original. They don't reproduce that. That's all just that's all just buffed out.
Oh man, you can't. Are you scared to drive it down the street like this?
Of course I am.
Hey, that concludes another episode of Hot Rod Madness at the Moonshine Festival here in Dawsonville. Hey, did you know they got a car plant here? They do. They got one in town somewhere.
Thanks for watching and check back soon for more Hot Rod Madness.